Hello, folks. I am the only poet for the night, as far as I am aware. So, I'd like to start this set. I feel like a comedian. But I'd like to start out this set with a poem, not by me. All these poems will be by me, but this is the exception. One of my poet idols is a man by the name of Gil Scott Heron. And maybe you know him from his R&B tracks. He has a song called "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised."
How do you know?
And beautiful song. But in one of his last albums, he included a poem, and I thought I'd perform it. It's all on my phone because I can't remember this. This little one is called "Where Did the Night Go?" Long ago, the clock washed the midnight hour away, bringing the dawn. Oh God, I must be dreaming. Time to get up again. Time to start up again. Pulling on my socks now. Where did the night go? Should have been asleep when I was sitting there drinking beer and trying to start another letter to you. Don't know how many times I dared to start again. The stack of records, over and over, so I wouldn't be up by myself. Where did the night go? Should go to sleep now. Should say fuck a job and fuck money, cause all I spend it all on is online paper. Can't even get past, dear baby, how are you? Brush my teeth and shave, look outside, the sky is dark, think it may rain. Where did the night go? So, these are some poems by me. So, you may have noticed COVID has been a thing, and I'm sure you guys have had some pretty intense years. Now, I haven't been affected by COVID as some other people, but I have had an intense year, and I feel like people can relate to that. So this is a poem entitled A Year. A year. If I could strain the weakened mess of days, how much would the memories weigh? The past, which burdens me still, breaks the mind and seeks to kill. The future, which yet may remain, full of love, joy, and gain. Here's another one. Oh, thank you. They're all a little short. Yeah, this one is called Transient. You know that feeling you get when you're in like an empty hotel room, or like an empty room, or like an office space, where it's like this kind of loneliness because of the atmosphere you're in. Millions of people maybe have been there, but there's no record of them. There's no trace. You're just kind of in this in-between space. I wrote a poem about that, and I was staying at a guest room, and it occurred to me just how lifeless it felt. The walls were barren. There was a bed. It could have been a room for anyone to stay in, but I don't think a human ever stayed there. So, yeah, this one's called Transient. If I left one sign that I was here, it would be too much. These unmarked walls, burdened with a perception of me in an empty room. That's the poem. So, in case you guys couldn't tell, I am a transgender woman. You know what that means? Thank you. I'm sure you've seen me on television. Oh no, I'm a woman trapped in a man's body. If I could only rip this penis off of me, then I might be free. Yeah, it's a little like that, but yeah, you've seen us. There's this feeling we have, and maybe you cis people don't understand this. Cis people are the opposite of trans people. That's most of you folks. And it's called dysphoria. It's this negative feeling you get from, well, having the wrong brain, or having the right brain in the wrong body. It's painful. It feels like knives, emotional knives that you just can't pull out no matter how hard you try. And imagine living like this, and then being gaslit your entire life, told that this is normal, this is fine, when it never really was. So, yeah, this is a poem I wrote after being at the den bar. I had been misgendered and mistreated, and I went to the bathroom to get away. The women's bathroom, because that's what I identify as, and it hurt me because when I opened the door, there was a woman in there who just looked at me, and she would look so scared of me for going into the bathroom. And you can tell in someone's eyes when they don't want you there. So I went home, and I got out some lined paper, and I just started writing. I was very hurt. And this one is called Sketches of Dysphoria. Was it not enough for you? After all you've put me through, having to see fear in their eyes at the mere sight of me, telling me I'm not somewhere where I belong. Tell me, if not here, where? Where am I allowed to be? I'm sorry, I can't. I can't always do this. That's the problem. So, it's not going to be just tragedy, folks, but isn't that life? So this one, this one I'm dedicating to my sister, because she can relate to this one. Hi, Sandra. But they're filming me. So, my mom died when I was 14. And, it's painful. Everyone, I think if you live long enough, loses someone close to you, whether it be a parent, a dog, a friend, acquaintance. We all lose someone, and it's painful, but it's a part of the human experience. But losing my mom felt like a hole. It really did. And, it's a bit of a cliche, but it did. And as I kept on getting older, I grieved, and things got better, but it felt almost like a disservice for things to get better. Like, am I forgetting about this person who birthed me, my mother, by growing up and letting go of this pain? So I wrote a poem about it. Is the hole getting smaller, or am I just bigger? Is the pain truly gone, or do I just not notice? Feeling numb doesn't mean everything's all right. And here are some more positive ones. So, I don't really know where this one came from, so you'll have to guess. All right, so actually, I have something to comment on this. So, I write my poetry, and I post it online, and I don't ever really describe the poems. I want people to take away their own meaning. And for this show, for this set, I decided to explain all the poems, just because, I wanted to pad out the runtime, obviously, but hey, what's the deal? But yeah, I wanted to pad out the runtime, but I also just wanted to give a little bit of program notes so people can relate to it more and understand where I'm coming from. I don't know why I don't do that online. So, I'm tipsy and aloof, the day lingering on my breath. I might admire from a distance, just like before. But tonight, she grabs me by the hands. You see, with songs, you can usually tell when they end. With poetry, I suppose it's the silences that make the poems sometimes too. So it could just be a long pause, Here is one, and this might ruin it because I feel like it's a lot more poetic if you don't actually know where it came from. But I'll tell you guys anyways. I like you. You're a good audience. Give it up. Tip your waitresses. Yeah. It's about being on the bus. So I was on the bus, and sometimes that's where inspiration strikes you. Sometimes you're like, oh, I have 5 poems, and it's only a 20-minute bus ride. What are the odds of that? And I was taking a bus ride home in the evening. It was summer, and I got over the I-5 overpass on Portland Road. And when I looked over there, I could see all the cars, all these lights going, the sounds of the city, people, truckers, everything. just going towards some destination. And I just felt kind of at peace. It was weird to get this peace from this kind of industry, but sun was setting and it just felt inspired. Nestled safely in my ship, watching the world turn in a state of transit. The evening lights flicker as we float towards dusk. How much time do I got left?
Couple minutes.
Couple minutes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pad out this runtime, baby. Those were all the poems I prepared. And here's some poems I did not prepare. I'm legitimately opening up my Instagram right now and looking through my poems.
One woman show.
This one I wrote this morning. It's called Old Dress. I try to imagine the stories, voiceless you try to tell, smelling lost perfume. Oh, you want a haiku?
I do. I want to hear your haiku.
Okay. Because early on, I was inspired by Basho, who's a master of haikus. And so I could probably find you some haikus really easily. Hang on.
I bet you're good at it.
Oh, I certainly try. You know, it's hard to tell which ones are haikus or not. I didn't label them like this. Hang on. Oh. Well, this isn't a haiku, so I'm just going to say it anyways. This one is called Context. So, if you're transgender like me, you have, like I've mentioned earlier, you have dysphoria. And one of the symptoms of dysphoria, which they don't tell you on the overdramatic drama soap operas, is gender envy. I've experienced it my entire life, and I just didn't know what it meant. I would look at women, and I was told to look at women. That's what straight men do. But I wasn't looking at them like that. I was looking at their body, but I didn't want to have sex with it. I wanted to be it. I was looking at the clothes. Oh, that was a great outfit. Man, I could have pulled it off better. Oh, the makeup. And it caused me pain. Physical pain. And is this attraction? So I wrote a poem about it called Context. It's not attraction. So much of that attraction was envy. Not picturing love, but what I could be. Pieces of a man that just couldn't take it anymore. Sweeping up my ashes on the floor. This is the closest thing I have to a haiku that I can find easily right now. I once walked from Prague to Vienna, if you can believe that. And that was over about 18 days in the summer. And that's about 200 miles or so. I had this idea of this great Lord of the Rings-esque adventure where I'd walk from place to place, and yeah, it was pretty great. It was a wonderful time. There was bad times, but for the most part, yeah, it was just me, backpack, and a tent. And here's a little poem I wrote during that adventure. A long day often has its own rewards. Fresh strawberries on the road. I found wild strawberries on the road, guys. It was great. I was starving. Okay, one more?
One more.
Oh, okay, hang on. I bet I can find a good one. Oh, thank you. I'll be here all week. Oh, this one's more of a comical one. So, I am what the folks call white trash the way I grew up. And I grew up in a very chaotic, poor family in a trailer park, to be more specific. And yeah, it was a little like My Name is Earl or something. It was really out there. Is that even relevant anymore? It's a good show.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a little poem I wrote thinking about my childhood. If you are what you eat, when I was a kid, I was a cheap microwavable hot dog. Doused in ketchup and stuck in between two slices of flimsy white bread. Now that I've grown, I still sometimes feel like a cheap hot dog. Like I've been left in the microwave for too long, my skin all crispy and fried with a giant crack in my chest from the heat. Do me a favor and throw me away. I don't want to live with Wonder Bread as my house and ketchup as my lawn. I should eat more vegetables.
Now, Tori!
I'm not kidding. You're something else, sister. Yeah.